I'm sorry, I had my headphones on.
Yeah.
Just got a nice text from Don.
Oh, that's nice.
It was nice. Has it changed yet? I really can't see that screen. I don't even know why.
You should get new glasses. Oh, yeah, we started. Oh,
Oh, hello and welcome to Take Flight Live with Phoenix Stage Company, a 100% volunteer award-winning community theater organization located in Oakville, Connecticut. I'm Ed Bassett, Executive Director of Phoenix Stage Company and your host. I know you can't see me right now. You just see a big sign that says Helen Adams, which is the name of our guest. So we'll
I don't know why that's showing.
yeah, I'm your host here with
He can fix it.
Here with Tim Phillips. Say hello, Tim.
Hello.
Also, of course, we have our technical producer, Michael Calabrese, in the house, who's going to write me a note apparently, and Lori Poulin, otherwise known as Lydia. She's in the house. Hi, Lori.
Oh, hey.
She's running sound for us tonight.
Yeah.
See.
Don't forget Al over there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Tim.
Yeah.
Tim, when the screen is really, really small,
You don't
we
see
look
how
small,
big I am.
right?
Yeah.
And so I don't
It's
mind
just,
this. So much.
I just like.
Yeah, it's
spread
kind of
out
nice.
there.
We see a little tiny screen, pinch our heads. And Al Hathaway's in the
Al
house.
house. Yeah.
Al,
Al.
how are you, Al?
I'm good.
Al's going to deliver my coffee
Oh well, you need that.
because Lori's running sound now.
Is it going to be in the Halloween cup?
It's in a Halloween cup. It's
This
in
is
a
a special
Halloween cup that Lori created for me today.
Oh, isn't that
See,
nice?
isn't that nice?
I wish you could see it on the screen.
I know I can't see it. It's too small, but
Okay. But I'm sure everything's fine out there in Zoom land.
I am absolutely
or
sure
YouTube
of that.
land.
Yeah. So, excuse me.
What's that say?
I really can't repeat this on the air.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. He said he made us small because we complained about seeing ourselves.
Oh, but we like to see ourselves. I'd rather see that than a dark screen.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
here he comes.
That's Michael, everybody.
Hello,
hi.
say hello, Michael.
There we go.
Say hello, Michael. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
There he is. There he is.
I mean, I accept that this is how I look on film. I don't like it.
There
I'm
he
working
goes.
on it.
Technical.
You're working on it.
Yeah, it's all good. So,
yeah.
so
Anyway, here we are.
Here we
Thank
are. You know,
How long have we been at this?
I don't know. It seems to be disastrous every.
It does.
It's our fault.
It is.
It's our fault. We do it on purpose just to get Michael's goat.
Yes.
Yeah.
How was your week?
I good.
Okay.
I guess status quo.
I had a couple things I wanted
You know.
to. Oh, first we have to do a thing. You got to do
Status
a
quo.
thing.
Oh, that's right. I
We have to
need
do a thing.
my. Yeah. We have to make sure that we're appropriately distanced.
Yeah, so I don't get the COVID.
Yeah, you're gonna get the COVID when I beat you on the head with it. Here we go. There we go.
Are we-
Thank
are
you.
we
We're 6
6
feet
feet?
apart, which is what?
Which
Tim?
is 6 feet is also 16 Tootsie Pops. We are 16 Tootsie Pops away from each other.
That is my favorite flavor right there.
Mine too.
Orange.
I brought one in for demonstration.
You know you put that in a hot cup of coffee and stir your coffee with it. The coffee gets that flavor and the chocolate, the orange and
Would
the
it work with
chocolate.
tea?
I don't know, but it's delicious in coffee.
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. You can't go wrong with the hot chocolate.
And you gave us a hot chocolate.
Yeah, you stir that. Yes, stir that up in a hot
So
chocolate.
you guys, your coffee. I'm gonna have the Virage
The Black Hog,
Black Hog out
Which
of
is
Oxford, Connecticut.
one of our sponsors. And
Yes.
yeah,
So I wanted to, first of all, we approved again this week that you are the unluckiest person when it comes to sports teams.
it's absolutely true because my undefeated Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
I went to your house
Yes.
to watch football, and
Yes.
I watched my team, and they lost.
Yes. No matter what happens,
No.
whatever team you pick.
It's listen.
Then we got to Game 7 of the National League Championship.
And again,
Series
my
with your
Atlanta Braves, and I watched,
and the LA Dodgers.
and they lost.
But that wasn't at my house. That was at your place, and I was texting. We were texting, and
I started at your house. The minute that
That's right.
they got tied, I left.
and I would get texts.
And I put it on at home, and it was disastrous.
Yeah, so you just had the most unluckiest.
It's true.
luck
It
today.
doesn't matter.
So I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
During this whole 6-7 months of this whole
The
thing,
COVID.
the COVID, have you had more or less intense dreams?
Oh, many more.
Many more dreams?
Many more.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like I said, I've been on weird medications for my allergies and stuff, and I always attributed
That
it to
affects
that.
your dreams too.
But
yeah.
I don't know. I've really had a lot of it, and I generally never remembered my dreams.
Yeah.
And I remember my dreams.
Do you write them down? Because I used to do that for a while.
No.
Because I'll go back and read them.
Right? Let alone it's dark when I wake up.
True.
Because I keep my room dark, but I need glasses to do anything.
Right.
And I don't want to fiddle around. So.
Do you ever have dreams that are so intense that you doubt the existence of your reality when you wake up?
Well, I've had dreams. I don't doubt my existence of reality. I wonder if are those memories. Like I've had dreams where
exactly.
I really thought it was real, and I woke up mad at somebody, like really, really mad at them, and it took like a half hour after I woke up to go, oh, wait a minute, that was a dream.
So,
and I think Lori said that happened to her one time with me.
Yeah.
She was so mad at me in this dream.
Yeah.
And she was mad at me when she woke up.
So I had this dream the other night that I learned how to hang glide. Okay. What? What is that funny? I love hang gliding. Is that a euphemism for something?
Wait,
I would, but this is a different type of hang glide, not the kind where you go off a cliff or anything like this. This is an open field, and you wait for a breeze, and it carries you up, and you fly. We've all had flying dreams, right? This dream was so real. Stop laughing. This dream was so real that I remember going to school for it. I remember taking the test. I remember the people that were in the class. So when I woke up that morning, I said, wait a minute, I don't hang glide.
So let me ask you this. Did you know the people that were in the class?
No, but I can picture their faces.
See, that's the weird thing. Like when you dream about people that you don't know and they're so real.
Yes, and that's how this was. And I'm just wondering if that's a result of this shutdown that everybody's been locked up and the tension around the world is so high.
Well, you know what? That's a really good question for us to ask our viewers out there
today. Yes, because Michael needs a.
Have you been having more vivid dreams?
Intense
and
dreams.
have you been having more nightmares?
Yeah.
Or more, pleasant dreams? Or, tell us a little bit about that.
I do have to tell you what happened last night. I'll probably get in trouble for this. Lori goes to bed much earlier than I do because Dash, our cat. Oh, you didn't say hi to your cats.
Oh, meow, meow, meow. Hello to Jackson and to Star out there.
Hi, Star. Our cat Dash usually practically drags Lori to bed around 10 o'clock. If she's not going to bed, she's reading or whatever, Dash will come and stare at her and then she'll go to bed. I don't go to bed usually till about, like you, I don't usually go to bed till about 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. So I came to bed last night and Lori just woke right up and she said, where are you going? And I said, I'm coming to bed. And she's like, at this hour? She gets up very early in the morning to take a pill at 5 o'clock in the morning. So she honestly thought it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't convince her, even looking at her clock, that it wasn't 5 o'clock in the morning, that I was actually coming to bed. I wasn't sneaking off somewhere at 5 o'clock in the morning.
You were going hang gliding.
I probably was going hang gliding because the wind was just right.
It was just right. It was just right.
If you
were you
catch
wearing,
it,
so when you were hang gliding, were you wearing a Lycra suit?
Probably not. I don't know. I didn't really I don't remember that much detail. I do remember the exhilaration of being on a hill in an open field and just waiting for that wind to catch you, and then you just sort of fly. Do you ever have flying dreams?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
But I think we're going to have to look this up, but I think when you hang glide, you don't just stand still and wait for the wind to get you because it'll just blow you over. I think you got to run into the wind. You got to jump into the wind.
No,
somebody's got to push you into the wind.
No, I got to tell you,
I don't think we just stand there. Woo!
No, wait a minute. Now we have been to San Diego, and they had something called not an aerodrome.
Parasailing.
It's not parasailing because that's what's over the water, right? Over
No,
from a
you do
boat.
parasailing over the wind too. It's like a big kite. It's a
Yeah.
parachute, and that you stand there and wait for the wind, and it picks you up.
Yes. And so that's what I was thinking about.
Oh,
So I was parasailing. It wasn't hang gliding. I was parasailing.
there's a difference. Hang
Well, now
gliding,
I don't know. It was a dream.
hang gliding, you're hanging in, but you said it was so real.
It was.
You either know there were, you're holding out of the wings like this, or you're in a harness. And
that should have been the first thing they taught you in that classroom.
that's right.
Well,
You went to school for it. Was it?
I might have taken the wrong
No,
class.
you're in school.
Knowing me, I probably took the cheap version.
I don't know that I'd want to go to a discount hang gliding school.
Also, I feel like when most people have flying dreams, they dream they have the power to fly.
Physically
Even
fly.
in your dreams, you couldn't do it yourself. You had to have some type of device.
I'm really sorry I brought this up. What are we talking about today?
Hey, wait, first we have some birthdays.
So let's mention our birthday.
Yes.
Oh, wait, I got to find the page for it. Here we go.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, belated birthday to our friend out in California.
Heather Graham.
Who's been in several shows at our old place. Hi, Heather.
We love you, Heather.
Our good friend Roberto,
Perez.
who was in Fools. He was in.
It's true. Lori,
few
say happy
shows.
birthday in Spanish to him.
Feliz cumpleaños.
There you go,
There you
Roberto.
go.
His birthday is this coming Saturday.
Feliz cumpleaños.
And speaking of Feliz Cumpleaños, to the Canadian among us, John Poulin. How do you say that in Canadian?
He's
Happy
amazing.
birthday, eh?
Hey,
Happy birthday, eh? Yeah. so
John's
he's-
birthday's coming up next week.
He is an American.
He is American.
He's from Maine.
Yes,
It's just his family is from the Canada area.
but he doesn't eat poutine. Does he like poutine?
He used to eat glanton.
What?
Glanton.
What's that?
Oh my God, the most amazing like meat and onion thing that you put on toast, and oh, it's so good, but it's bad for you. It's fatty. It's
So it's
very
like
fatty.
spam.
No, it's so good. Lori used to make it. Oh, it was so good. And then John went on his diet, and now I'm on a diet, and yeah, it's just no bueno.
So nobody can make your
No glanton. Glanton. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So last week, oh, you know what? We got a little bit of news.
Yes,
this week.
let's talk
Hold
about
on.
this. You want?
Hold on just a
Okay,
second.
we talking about dreams.
These are the dreams.
Yes. I'm gonna have my beer while you do that.
Casey.
Yeah, oh, Casey. Hi,
Casey. The melatonin makes my dreams full-length movies.
That's cool.
So Laura Sturgis Cortez, our
Yeah.
friend Laura,
Yeah.
she says that her dreams have been nightmarish since January.
Since January.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I have to say, I haven't had any of those lately, where you just wake up in the cold sweats.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've not had that, thank God.
My sister says that she's been dreaming about our mom and dad lately.
That's interesting.
Yeah. My mom's birthday was last week,
Okay.
October
So,
18th.
yeah, that could do whatever.
So that might be part of it there. Your wife,
Yeah.
Lori,
Uh-huh.
at Lori, I love flying dreams, just not on a hang glider. I think it was parasailing anyway, Lori, so it's okay. It's okay.
Tomato.
Yeah. So listen, some good news came about this week. The
Yes.
governor announced that they have this $9 million fund as part of the CARES Act
Right.
to save our stages.
Yes.
And so we have an opportunity as a nonprofit arts organization to apply for assistance from the state. So
Okay.
we are eligible for a $5,000 grant, which we are going to apply for.
Right.
It's to be used for fixed expenses like rent and utilities and the things like that.
Sure.
So we have a bunch of paperwork to do for that, which we will do. They're making it actually very easy, so we're really happy about that.
Great.
But one of the really exciting parts of it is not only can we get this $5,000 grant,
Mhm.
we can also provide them with a total of fundraising that we have accomplished from March 1st to
Okay.
November 1st. So we have another 2 weeks to do fundraising.
Okay.
They will match up to 50% of what we've raised in that period.
So
Now, the good news is, because we were talking in the office and Al said, what about Give Local? That was in April. Give Local was in April.
And we did
So,
well with that.
so that total goes on with what we raised as part of learning experiences
Learning
and what
experience,
we're
yeah.
going to be able to
Yeah.
bring in for the Halloween movie
Mhm.
donations. So we're really going to be pushing donations over the next 2 weeks because the higher that amount, then the higher we're going to be
It's
able to
almost
get
like a
matching.
matching grant.
It
for
is.
that.
It absolutely is matching.
That's
It's
awesome.
and it's non-governmental grants.
Okay.
So it has to come from private individuals
Mhm.
and from fundraising
Yeah.
events that we have.
So this would be the time to mention that on every one of our shows,
On every one of our shows,
we have a little tag at the bottom, right?
we have a donation
little
link at the bottom.
Donation link at the bottom.
Phoenix-stage-company.square.site.
Yep.
And anything that we raise until November 1st, we'll be able to go into that documentation and they will match 50% of it.
Okay.
So, that's excellent.
Yeah.
And that will keep us alive a little longer,
This is what we want to do.
Yeah, we have,
Oh, there it is.
there we
It's right
go.
right
There
up
we
there.
go. The
Thanks,
slide
thank
is
you,
up.
thank
That's fancy. We just
Yeah.
had to snap our fingers and it came up. It's magic.
you. would
Yeah,
think
so
was
there it is
listening to
again,
us or
phoenix-stage-company.square.site.
Yep.
The Greater Waterbury Arts and Culture Collaborative is going to be sending out mass emails to their 30,000 people on their list.
something. Okay.
They're going to include our information and other
Yeah.
theaters that are members of the ACC, and people will be able to go on and donate to save the stages.
That's great.
So what I really love about this one is traditionally larger theater companies end up getting the bulk of the grants,
Mhm.
and pretty much everyone's going to get a $5,000 grant if you apply for it.
So we're going to get a piece of the pie.
And then the rest of it's going to depend on what you raise. They will match up to a total of $750,000.
So if
That'd be
anybody-
fabulous. Buy your Powerball tickets.
So if anybody wants to donate 1.5
Yeah.
million,
So if anybody wants to donate 700,000, whoa,
don't get that.
we're out there. Yeah. So just so there we are.
$20 is a $30.
$20,
donation.
$10, $5.
Anything
It gets
you
us it gets us up to our, and I'm always hesitant to keep asking for money. Right. And so we're going to have our Halloween event
Big-
where you can
big
make a
event.
donation then.
Yep.
So many people made donations during our learning experiences,
Oh,
and we
it's
love you
amazing.
for that. Laura, you're watching. Thank you so much for your donation.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's great.
it was
so.
awesome. So we're just going to continue that push, and
Yeah.
we're gonna put it out there because this is going to be a really good opportunity for us to bring some money in that'll keep us
And it's all-
alive into
and
2021.
that's all it is.
Because,
It's
the
just trying to
longer
survive. Yeah.
the longer this goes,
Mhm.
the harder it gets.
Yeah.
And last week we had some fraud on our bank account, on our Phoenix account. Somebody tried to pay for something out of it that wasn't there. So we had to get new cards and get new this
Oh,
and get new
geez.
that and all of that stuff.
Mm.
This is a really, for a lot of arts organizations, this is a precarious time. This is the time that,
Yeah.
because we're going 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, it's going to be a year
Yeah.
with no ticket sales.
Right.
So we're really pushing that. Now we're going to have some stuff in December.
Yep.
We're going to have the streaming of Neverland Christmas
Yeah.
that we're going to make available on a platform.
Yep.
And we're working on a Christmas variety show. That's right. And
Yes.
Lydia will be here for, Good Morning Minnesota Christmas edition. We're hoping beyond hope that Mrs. Martindale will make an appearance with her, if not in person, then on Zoom, and they can do a Christmas craft together. But we haven't even talked to Mrs. Martindale about that yet.
Oh wow, that
So-
would be a coup if you could get that.
It would be. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Mrs. Martindale,
Mhm.
she is the art teacher at the local high school there in Northfield, Minnesota, where
Uh-huh.
Lydia lives.
Yeah.
And she's played by our very good friend Tori Rishnowski. And it's hysterical. They did No So Nut Sacks.
That was. Oh yeah.
Uh,
I remember that.
What was the other one?
A sweater for your cat, but that's not what she called it.
Oh, the little.
Oh, the
yeah.
pussy warmers. You can.
Pussy
It's a
warmers.
cat. It's a cat sweater. There's a cat sweater. Like I got a cat right here. Yeah. So those. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
They were excellent. I mean,
Yes.
it was an excellent. And
I'm sure she could come up
the
with that.
beauty of it is Lydia never knows what the craft is going to be.
Yeah.
So it is 100% improv, and it's fabulous. So that's going to be part of our Christmas special. We've already spoken to some singers, and Sean Lewis will be coming in, and he's going to be doing accompaniment for them. We're going to film the singers so that they're safe.
Right.
we're going to be able to have some people in our audience. And so it will be a hybrid production for us. And we'll have on the screen, we'll project the singers when it's time for music. You and I will be doing some stuff together.
Okay.
You know, yeah, it's going to be great fun. Yeah, it'd be great.
Marley was.
Mari wa moto shabita desu. What? Yes, Marley was dead to begin with. Yeah, so we have some exciting
Not that we're
stuff
jumping
coming,
ahead.
and a lot of
No.
so we have other events in the year coming up, but really importantly is this CARES Act. We're so excited about it, and we hope that not only us but so many other arts organizations will take advantage of this, and it's exciting. I have a lot of work to do in the office getting paperwork together for this thing, but I think it's pretty fabulous.
Theaters around Connecticut without theater in them all over the state, really, it's like a hang glider without wind.
It absolutely is. You can't get aloft.
No, you
just can't get aloft.
You can't do a
Nothing
thing.
like a parasail without wings.
No,
That too.
yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And it is, you know what it is? It's getting hard for organizations out there.
It is.
This is a good opportunity, and thank you to the state government and the Department of the Arts and Economic Development for putting this thing together. And yeah, we'll just continue to work hard, right, Lori?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe get Lydia to do.
You know, Lori, on camera, from where I'm sitting, this almost looks like a radioactive symbol.
Oh.
But I know, see, it's a pumpkin face if you can't see it.
That's cool.
Pumpkin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pumpkin.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is it pumpkin coffee?
No.
No.
No, it's coffee with almond milk in it.
Which would probably kill me.
Yes, anything healthy will kill you. You walked in with a box of Entenmann's today.
Thank you, Lori. My Lori.
Oh
So
yeah.
get
Oh
something-
yeah. So there's another question for our viewers.
Yes.
What's your favorite Entenmann snack?
What? Or
You know, some people like coffee cakes. Some people like
Yeah.
the Entenmann's donuts.
We
Some
get those
people like
little
those strawberry streusel things.
yeah.
You know, Lori
They-
Poulin, do you have one?
There's ever so many.
There's
The
ever so
black
many.
and white cookies
Black and white
Oh,
cookies.
those are pretty good.
and the Madelines.
Okay.
The what?
Madelines.
I always liked Entenmann's donuts because I'd bring them to my dad's house, and we would, like my sister, I would bring donuts and she'd bring a pie, and then we'd say, we'll come over later and have coffee, and we come in, and I go, you know, I'm here for a cab. Where are the donuts? What donuts? The box of donuts I brought 3 hours ago. And she'd buy a pie, and we'd show up later and have pie with them. The whole pie would be gone.
Let's see.
You know, that was my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite one is they have a butter coffee cake. That is
Like a pound cake, yeah.
But it's got the crumbly top, but it's so buttery. It's
Yeah.
so bad.
It's really good.
So-
So last week we talked to Karen Willie about
Fascinating
ancestry and
subject.
all of that stuff. Yeah, it was awesome.
We had so much to learn from that.
We did, and it was a really long show.
Yes, it was.
It was a really, really long.
But we got
show.
into it. There was a lot of things to talk about
Yeah.
there. But we have a different subject and a different guest this time.
We do.
Yes. Today we are discussing some costuming, and we're going to be talking about how theater is a measurement of trust.
Yeah.
And we're going to have our good friend Helen Adams.
Helen
be
Adams,
able to share.
which is why our portrait changed on our wall here,
Yes.
because this is the portrait of the man who tripped the light fantastic in the glass menagerie. So
Yeah.
we found that picture online.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. It was just a photo I found online, and
And
Sharon
people have been,
Sharon blew it up, and we put it in a frame. And
and people are always guessing, trying to guess. Who
they're
it
trying to
is.
guess who it is. They would ask initially. They would ask if it was a relative of mine. Some people thought it was John Fabiani, his high school picture, which I think is a little bit
He's
offensive because it's
okay.
black
So
and
he's
white.
about my age.
Yeah. so yeah. You know, so there were a lot of guesses. So
Yeah.
his name is Phineas Phoenix.
Phineas Phoenix.
Yeah, he's our founder.
Okay. Also, with Helen, we're going to be doing jargon gymnastics. We'll be sharing some good news and of course, all the other news that comes up
Yeah.
throughout time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about trust a little bit here,
Let's do that.
because theater really is all about trust when you have more than one person on stage.
On so many levels.
Yeah.
You think about that, right?
Yep.
Like as the administrative office, we have to trust the people that we bring into direct shows.
Right.
We have to trust the people that are stage managers and stuff and such. Michael has a look on his face. Something must have happened. And, oh, there's something wrong. Hold on.
Is the picture correct?
And oh, I see what's going on. Not yet, Helen.
We'll talk.
Sorry. Sorry.
It happens all the time, every week. Every week. Yeah, it's all good. So listen. So
When we point
and
no.
say, "Are you there?" Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, on,
But anyway,
on
so, yeah.
so many levels, and then the director needs to be able to trust their stage manager.
Yep.
And then they need to be able to trust the people that they cast.
Yep.
And then the cast all really needs to be able to trust each other and count on each other on stage.
What's really interesting about that is when you start rehearsals and you have your table read, for
Yeah.
instance, and a lot of times, well, Phoenix actually is very famous for having somebody new in almost in every show.
Pretty much, yeah. When COVID hit.
Yeah.
Notice I didn't say the COVID.
COVID.
And the shutdown happened.
Right.
Then we were in rehearsal we were in rehearsal for
Cayuga Canal Girl.
Cayuga and Enchanted April. Enchanted April had a majority of the cast had never performed on our stage before. And we were really excited about that because we enjoyed bringing new people in the audience for new faces, but to be able to work with new people because you always learn from each other.
Sure.
Right.
And there's a level of trust going both ways in that.
Absolutely,
You're trusting that these new people are going to, be supportive of the show and supportive of each other, but they're also trusting us, trusting Phoenix
to produce a show that's worthy
to
of
do a
them.
show and that's going to make it worth their time because of course everybody's volunteer.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of trust involved.
There absolutely is. And when you're on stage,
Mm-hmm.
and we get this a lot as a director, you and Lori and myself, you get this where you'll give a direction and they look at you and trust me.
Yes.
Trust me on this.
Oh.
Let's try this. And then it works. Oh, so as a director, you're asking for that as well because you're the eyes on this side of the stage.
Sure.
So you're asking for that. We went through it with Drowsy Chaperone.
Absolutely.
I had this vision and I had to sell it because people were used to
almost
the original.
everybody had gone to see it on Broadway.
And I had never seen it.
And you had never seen it.
So I was doing it totally from in my head and listening to the music.
Right.
Trust me on that. Let's see what my vision looks like.
But
and some things worked and some things didn't, and then we worked together and
but
fixed
also,
it.
if you recommend something and say trust me, and you try it and it doesn't work, you're the first one as the director. You're the first one that's seen it happen so many times. Like, okay, that didn't work. Let's try something else.
Yeah.
We always know, especially when you're directing a show, we always know that you will find the best way to put that product out.
Right.
And that's a level of trust in itself.
Yeah.
We always know that you're not going to make us look stupid unless you purposely want us to look stupid.
Yeah.
Which happens a lot. But we always know that you have the directors here, all the directors here pretty much have the best interest in heart.
They do. I think everybody does.
Yeah.
And as a director, the cast needs to be able to trust that you're going to watch. And you can tell when somebody's uncomfortable on stage, when they're doing something that's not right. When in rehearsals for Cayuga Canal Girls, when we were in the workshop and the playwright, Laura King, was here, the dramaturge, Kathy Pingle, she was here.
Yeah.
There was a point where we were doing something and Lori was on stage and the playwright said, "Does it feel weird when you say that line like that?" Without even a breath, Lori said, "Yes." Okay, then. And so the playwright just said, "Okay, let's change it. Let's fix it."
Yeah.
What sounds, and so it started a discussion about what's more natural and that's the trust of the playwright with the dramaturg, the director, the actor.
Yeah.
And it started that you have to have that relationship.
Because there is a difference between reading something on a page and actually seeing somebody say the words.
It's absolutely, it reads differently.
Yeah.
And it's also, sometimes it's not natural in where the blocking is.
Right.
What are you doing and what's going on?
Right.
Because even that, the playwright, Laura King, was here and she watched some of the blocking and she changed things based on the way that we had blocked them.
Mhm.
She changed the way the lines were said. She changed the approach to the line.
Right.
So again, trust. And there were times when we were like, and she'd go, no, this is what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Trust me.
Right. Yeah. And in your case, and I kind of take my cues from you when I'm directing too. You really prefer natural blocking. You try not to say, all right, because I have had directors that said, all right, I want you to say this line here, walk 5 steps over there and say your line over there.
Yeah.
You always say, if you feel like you need to get up, get up.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
If you create a room for someone, and this is, again, something that we love to do here at Phoenix Stage Company. I know Lori loves it. I love it. Agnes, I know, loves it. To create a real space,
right?
Like it looks like people walk in and go, "Oh my gosh, I could live here." Like there was a set that we built. I don't even remember what show it was, but everybody was commenting that I think it was for Crimes of the Heart, and everybody was commenting, "Oh my God, it's my grandmother's kitchen." Like my grandmother had that chair. My grandmother hung her cups that way. My grandmother had those curtains, the curtains under the sink and things like that. We like to create these very, very livable environments.
Yeah.
And if you do that, use the set.
Yeah.
Use it. What would you do in your kitchen? It's very similar to when I'm directing and I block someone to walk upstage to a cabinet.
Yep.
You can continue talking while you're walking upstage.
Right.
We do it at home. If I'm doing the dishes at home, I don't stop conversation because I'm doing the dishes.
Right.
I talk over my shoulder. And so there's nothing wrong with doing that if you adjust your volume.
Sure.
It becomes very natural.
Yeah.
And so I'm a big believer in natural blocking. There are points when we want people to do things to make an emphasis, and we will block them to do that.
Right.
Sit here, stand here, move down here.
But there's a reason behind it.
Be in these spaces, be in a particular place for a lighting emphasis or for something else, Yeah. So that, again, we're asking you to.
Two of the shows that we're going to be talking about when we bring Helen on is Fireflies was one of those sets too.
Yes.
That so many people related to because it looked so realistic on there.
Right.
And Cliffhanger was another example of you had stuff up there, you had stuff over here. It was a 3-dimensional set. It was really,
we're in the 3/4 round.
Yes.
Here at our theater. And so we encourage our directors to use that space.
Use the space. And
there is absolutely nothing wrong with someone going and standing downstage left and turning around to look upstage at their other performers, because there are people on the stage here who are going to be looking in that person's face.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing for especially people that have never done a 3/4 stage before but I'll turn my back to somebody.
The thrust stages. My
back is to somebody. I don't want anybody to see my back.
Right. So, and so in that regard, then you have to work with your lighting designer, your costumer. You need to trust them that the character is going to look good 360 degrees.
Yeah.
No broken zippers, no safety pins, no anything like that, right? And the lighting designer needs to know how to light from all sides.
Yeah.
And be able, it's not a 2-dimensional thing. You're lighting the entire area. And I make Al crazy here a lot because I like a lot of practicals.
Yeah.
I like lights on tables, lamps that work, and porch lights that work. And, again, it's that 3-dimensional feel like you are. But all of that will go into the pot if you're not on stage with somebody that you can trust.
Before we finish that, it just reminded me when we were doing Cliffhanger and I was supposed to put the record on and then dim the lights. And there was a couple nights I kept forgetting to dim the lights and
or
we have a light cue for that.
Yeah, dim the lights. Nope, that's the thermostat.
Yeah, it happened. Another aspect before we bring her on that we really should talk about regarding trust in theater is the actual product once it's out there. The trust that actors have to have with each other.
That's
because things happen. Live theater, things happen.
Things happen, and we all learn things at different rates.
Yes.
Right. And this is, as a director, I really am hesitant to do off-book dates because I'm terrible. Like anybody will tell you.
Oh yes.
I have my book in my back pocket, like until the director tells me I can't have it anymore. Lori's told me it before. And Donna Storms has said, I love you, right? But you're not setting a very good example. So no cards, no
True.
index cards today, and no book.
Yep.
And you have to trust yourself to know, I do know this. I can leave my book
It's
backstage.
always the hardest
And it's
part.
not an issue. And to be on stage with someone like Helen Adams,
Yes.
who you can trust 100%, and they don't beat you up.
Yep.
I've been on stage with actors that do both. The ones who don't beat you up and go, it's, we'll get through it.
Yeah.
And the ones who come at you like,
You
You
stood
ruined
there
my
last time you
scene.
stood here.
yes, yeah. So, yeah,
But there's a measure of trust that no matter what happens, you have each other's back.
true.
And
Yeah.
I can think of nobody better for that in that position than our guest.
That's
Helen
absolutely
Adams.
true. So listen, I have a little intro to read. Lori's gonna play some music. Helen Adams is a legend in community theater here in our region. She was most recently seen on stage at Phoenix Stage Company in Fireflies. Other stage credits include The Cover of Life, Oxtet Bridge Club, Cliffhanger, The Cemetery Club, The Red Velvet Cake War.
Oh, yeah.
Most people forget that. A Bad Year for Tomatoes, The Glass Menagerie, and so many more. Helen, are you there? There she is. Hi,
You
Helen.
can trust me to make my entrance at the right time. Talking about trust.
You know what? It happens every week, Helen.
Yeah,
every week. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Just before we get started, Tim, I have to tell about a dream that I had because
Okay.
we were talking about Lori's dream where she woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and didn't realize you were just, or she woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning and didn't realize you were just coming to bed. And when I was in high school, something much like that happened to me. I came home from school. I was really tired, had a bad day at school. Where'd everybody go?
No, just
Nope,
keep
it's
going,
you. It's
Helen.
good. It's good.
Oh, okay. Had a bad day at school, so took a nap. And I guess my parents didn't want to wake me up for dinner. So I woke up what I thought was the next morning. I got up, I went in, I took my shower, I got all dressed, I got my school books all ready, I put my face on, went out to the kitchen to get some breakfast, and everybody was sitting around watching TV. Turned out it was like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. I had dreamed that I had slept the whole night. If nobody had been there, I would have made myself breakfast and walked out the door and walked to school, for God's sake. It was so.
I've had something like that too, where I'm at that age of my life where I like naps. I had a wonderful nap today. And there have been times where I have woken up and thought, is it morning? Did I sleep? You sleep so well sometimes in a nap too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was funny.
But Helen, thank you for joining us, by the way. And it's so good to see you again, even.
Thank you for having me.
Social distancing, if that's a word. I'm making up stuff.
You are. It's okay.
But let's talk a little bit about the trust that's involved in doing theater for you.
Mhm. Well, for me, I teach this in ethics as well. I teach an ethics class. And one of the things we talk about that really sprang to my mind when you said that we were going to be talking about trust was trust and trustworthiness and how the things go together. And one of the things we talk about in my class is there's this story, and some people might be familiar with it. There's this guy walking through the desert. He's almost dying of thirst. Just on his last few steps, he comes upon this little area in the desert with an old rusty pump. There's a jar in the sand next to the pump, half buried in the sand, and there's a note in the jar that says, and the jar is half full of water. So there's a note that says, use this water to prime the pump, and then you'll get all the water you need. So this traveler has to decide whether he trusts the writer of this note and should prime the pump, or whether he should drink the water and hope that it gets him to where he needs to go before he dies of thirst. So he decides to trust in the writer of the note. He primes the pump, and then he pours all the water that he wants into the jar and drinks as much as he can possibly drink. And in order for him to be both trusting the person who left the note and trustworthy, he then needs to fill fill the jar half full of water and leave the note for the next traveler rather than taking a full jar of water with him and leaving nothing for the person behind. So you need to be both trusting and trustworthy. And I think that that applies certainly, it certainly applies in life, and it absolutely applies in theater. I mean, as an actor, you need to be the guy who knows his or her lines and that other actors can depend on. You need to do the work, you know, you need to do your job so that other people can trust you. And then you have to have a reasonable degree of trust in them. You can't assume that that they're going to mess up, and you need to jump on their lines or you know, like you said, Ed, beat them up over something if you know they've done something that you think is not right. If they're not standing in the right place, they've messed up their blocking a little bit, they've messed up a line, you have to cut them a break. But you know, you have to do your best to be there for them too.
Well, one of the things we talk about often too, for that kind of thing, is how important it is to know the story
Oh yeah.
of whatever play you're
Because you
doing.
can get through it.
If you know the story, and then you can know what, if something happens, because it's also happened where two people be on stage, or one will forget a line and everything comes to a halt, and the other person can't figure out how to get you out of it. But if you know the story, you can find a way to get out of it, because we've all had crashes like that.
We have.
Oh, some of them are so crazy. Some of them have such crazy plot twists that, you know, you've been in the show where they have the scene list backstage so that you can remember where you are. You know,
Right.
some of them, it's not always easy to remember where you are in the show. You have a whole bunch of scenes that all kind of look alike. So yeah, that's all part of doing your job and knowing where you're supposed to be and where you are when you're on the stage.
Now, how do you get off book? How do you learn your lines?
Well, I usually I mean, I'm pretty visual more than audio,
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
oral. So I tend to really rely on the highlight of my own lines and then just reading over and over. I will read a page and then read it back to myself. Read a page, then put the book down and say it back to myself. I visualize the other person's or people's lines on the page, and I see my own lines highlighted. So I can kind of I can't say the other people's lines in my head word for word, but I can visualize what's happening before my line comes up again, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of picture the highlights on the page. And that's the way I tend to work the best. And I'll just go page by page and I get through the first scene, the second scene. Some people go, you know, they mess around with different orders of you know, acts. If they have a short second act, maybe they memorize the second act first so they can get out of the way and then go back to the first act. I can't work like that. I have to
Linear.
automatically through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way, but I'm a muscle memory learner. So for me, I learn my lines better by running them on stage, because I just feel like I'm in the space, you know. I can read it 100 times.
Yeah.
It just doesn't sink in. So I'm a muscle memory kind of learner. Listening to it doesn't help me.
Yeah.
It's not
See,
something.
that's something that always worked for me, because I was always in the car. And that's when you also can, if it's a pre-recorded, we do that. We tend to do that a lot too. We'll sit around and record it, stage the table read, and then you can use that to learn. But I found also too, I cannot learn a line sitting down. I have to be standing up. Isn't that
Really?
fun? Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Even if
fun.
my character is sitting at the time, there's something about walking around while I'm learning my lines.
But it is also easier for me. I'm more comfortable memorizing lines if I'm in a cast that I know I can trust to be with.
Yeah.
Like being on stage with you, Helen, is easy. It's easy to be on stage with you.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's comforting.
in Fireflies, the night that the ice cream wasn't in the freezer.
Yeah.
We're talking about things that go wrong. I'll bring up mine next door.
There's supposed to be ice cream. Abel brings you ice cream, and you came back to the table and said, your ice cream melted, you'll have to live without it. And so right away your brain is going, 5 lines later, I'm supposed to say, eat your ice cream, Eleanor. I bought it for you, and so we had to.
Oh, yeah, you're in a total panic when that happens, but you somehow get.
But somehow it somehow we got through
And
it.
it seems like it's that half a beat.
Yeah.
It seems like it's 3 minutes long.
Oh, yeah, a lifetime.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you guys have been in shows with the people who cannot remember their lines.
Oh, yeah.
Just a total, like, when does the train go off the tracks here?
Yeah.
Years ago, I did a show in Thomaston, and one of the characters, that sweet person, but could not remember his lines to save his life, and you just didn't know what was going to come out of his mouth.
So scary.
It's like everybody else was so on edge, but in a way, it maybe made us a little more.
Everybody pulls together.
Yeah, we pulled together to save his hide sometimes.
Well,
Save the show's hide.
Tim and I recently worked on a show together.
Yes.
I was the director and he was the stage manager. Well, we had
Thank you.
one person who we never knew what was going to come out of his mouth.
Mhm.
And we would sit and just watch from the audience, like, okay, what's he going to say now? Is he a plumber tonight, or what is he? Like, and we felt really bad for the other people on stage because they never knew what to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel like you're going down the rabbit hole with it.
It's so
Yeah.
true. And there was nothing that we could do. That we tried everything to make it happen, and it didn't. And
Yeah.
luckily the rest of the cast kind of pulled together, like you said, and
Yeah.
they kind of said, well, we'll just kind of play with it like he's a kooky character
Yeah.
or whatever, like.
But here's the
crazy
thing about
uncle.
something like that is they learned a lesson in trusting each other, but they also learned, and you had to hammer them over the head with this, is you have to listen to each other on stage. Don't expect the lines to be perfect every night. Listen to what the person is saying, and then, find your way out.
Yeah, don't just wait for a cue word.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
I didn't mention, Helen, that because I just sometimes forget this. You're a professor
Yeah.
and you teach.
I teach
Ethics?
philosophy and ethics, sometimes world religions at Post University. That's not my day job. I also work at Anthem during the day. So that's a part-time job for me, but it's my vocation. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
So doing Cliffhanger was right down your alley. then.
Oh, yeah. I even brought you in some books for the
That's
set.
right.
I even
It's
brought in
true,
some
and-
philosophy books.
And I have to say, Helen, of all of the evil characters I've ever seen you play, Cliffhanger was my favorite because she really was at the heart of that evil.
Yes, you
Like,
Yeah. Oh, I
it was
absolutely
all about her.
She was the brains behind the whole thing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she was the brains of that operation. Absolutely.
And-
Just to circle back really quick, when you were talking about your ice cream incident, we had the motorcycle helmet incident
Oh, jeez, yeah.
That's on set, yeah.
where the officer
Trying to
Chris Evans-
smuggle that motorcycle helmet
was
off the
supposed to take
stage
it
without
off.
anybody seeing.
Right, I was supposed to take it off. I forgot to take it off when we had the student there. So you actually made it look like you were pregnant with this motorcycle helmet.
Under your apron.
And Chris, now here's another level of the trust. Chris saw that helmet was there and that he wasn't supposed to notice it. His character wasn't supposed to notice it. So he made sure he wasn't looking at you as you
Yeah, just
swallowed this
pretended
thing.
to be oblivious. That's
And
right.
it's all that trust that when people know the story and know what's going on, if something bad, something stupid happens, we can cover each other and
Yeah.
make it work.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
people that saw the show that night probably thought that was supposed to happen in the first place.
Oh, yeah. Didn't
Same with the ice cream.
realize
So,
that anything unusual was going on. I mean,
So Helen, of all of the shows that you've done over the years, any favorite roles or favorite shows?
oh, please, Amanda Wingfield.
I knew you were going to say that.
Is my
Oh,
fave. I've played Amanda 3 times. I
From the
did.
Glass
Glass
Menagerie.
Menagerie, yes.
Yeah, I was Amanda for a theater company called Nutmeg Rep in Shelton. They're defunct. And then I was Amanda at Curtain Call in Stamford before I was Amanda at Phoenix. It's my favorite part. I'm actually just starting to feel like I'm getting a little long in the tooth for playing Amanda again.
Well, it was, to this day, I
I
think of
still
your Jonquil speech. And
Oh, I
it
know
gives me
you like
goosebumps.
that one. That was your favorite
I
part.
just, I really, I was super, super proud of that show.
Yeah,
and-
that was an architect.
Yeah, it was the first set. That was the first set that I built. So I was,
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I was really proud of that set. We had a fire escape and the
Yeah.
fire escape and the window and the neon lights. And so I was really proud of that show anyway. And I'm sure that all
Outstanding
3
cast.
people that saw it loved it too.
Yes.
And
I know. Why doesn't anybody come?
Yeah.
Tennessee
it was
Williams?
it was our,
Breaking.
yeah, it was our early time and it was a classic.
It's a
And-
classic and it's a drama, and then those are always hard to sell, but it was still, I still think one of the most beautifully done shows we've ever had.
Oh, yeah, that was the first
And,
time I worked with
uh,
Chris.
There are yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well, it
Oh,
was
that was
it was
Chris's
Chris's
first
first
show.
time on our
Yeah.
stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Any dream roles out there?
Bucket list.
Bucket
roles.
list.
Oh, if I could do musicals, I would like to play the grandmother in Pippin.
Bertha.
Martin role from the most recent Broadway.
Yeah.
production. I saw that like 3 times.
Yeah, Bertha. Yeah.
I love that song, No Time at All.
Yeah.
That's a great song.
I'm neither a belter nor even a singer at all anymore.
But if Irene
I
Ryan
go
can
up on
do it,
a high wire the way she did, but
yeah, if Irene Ryan can do it, you can do it.
well, this is true. This is true.
Irene Ryan, in case for our
There's this-
younger people, if you look up Beverly Hillbillies, that was Granny.
She actually died on stage.
Yes,
Did
I
you
know
know
No,
that?
she didn't. She didn't, Ed. That's fake news.
Apocryphal.
You know what? I did Pippin back in 1995, and someone told me that then. Irene Ryan died doing the role.
She died.
Everybody says that, and I always thought that. And then fairly recently, like when it was last on Broadway, and like I said, and to see it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And I took my daughter, I took my granddaughter, I took Larry, and I looked it up, and turns out she did not die coming off stage after singing No Time at All. That's what I had always thought too. That's what everybody.
Yeah.
She did have a stroke, and she was hospitalized, and she died a couple of weeks later. So not
Oh.
that different, but it wasn't quite as
It wasn't
dramatic.
So she
as
was
dramatic.
playing the role when she died, but she wasn't
She
playing
had
the
a stroke
role.
on stage, and she was flown
Exactly.
home to California where she was hospitalized, and she died on April 26th.
They flew her home on a hang glider.
She died like a month and a half later.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a much
Sad.
better story to say that she came off the wings
And died.
right there.
What a way to
That's how I
go,
wanna
right? What a
Yeah.
way to go.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
And you're a costumer as well.
Oh,
just
yes,
have
we want
have
to talk
just-
about that a
We
little
just
bit.
have to touch on that a little bit. You're a costumer
yeah.
as well.
Well, I'm trying to pare down a little. I mean, I've certainly mostly worked with Curtain Call in Stamford over the years, although I've done shows for Goshen and Naugatuck Teen Theater, Wilton Play Shop, Ridgefield Theater Barn. I've worked in quite a few, and some for Phoenix.
Yep.
Because my master's thesis, remember, I did A Wonderful Life. I costumed that as my master's thesis. But I'm kind of paring down a little bit. I'm trying not to do any of the big shows anymore because they really are a pain,
That's a big,
back and forth and so many people, such a big responsibility and such a lot of grunt work. So I'm kind of keeping it to some small shows that I've been doing mostly for Curtain Call recently. I have an opportunity to do some stuff too in Middletown. There's a teen theater group in Middletown but they're pretty experimental. And my forte in costuming is not necessarily creativity. It's more historical accuracy.
Okay, yeah.
So I do better with realistic period pieces. I think the hardest show, Ed, what's the most challenging show you ever costumed?
Honestly, I would say that the most challenging show I've ever costumed was Tommy.
I was going to suggest that.
Oh, I bet.
Tommy.
Because you had to make up all of those
Because,
costumes, pretty much.
we had so many different size of dancers and performers, and you're
Mhm.
supposed to put these girls in these little silver mini skirts and little tight tops, and they're not all size twos, and so
Right.
that was a challenge. And then we had the whole Acid Queen scene that I designed using garbage. Everyone was dressed in garbage. We sewed, dry cleaner bags and things. I would say that's challenging. I loved, like you, doing historical pieces. I loved Scarlet Pimpernel so much. I loved directing it and helping the costumes on that. But I would say that was one of the hardest shows for me to do based on the size of the cast
Right.
and having to dress them.
Now, Helen, you said with no shows going up right now, you've been keeping yourself busy with Halloween costumes?
Oh, well, I was going to put it out there that if anybody needs a piece for Halloween, I might have something.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of paring down I have a pretty decent sized costume shop at home in my attic and in my basement. Nothing like the costume shop at Phoenix, but I do have some kind of interesting pieces, and I really need to get rid of a lot of them. Some of them belong to Curtain Call, and I need to return them there. After the last couple of shows that I costumed before the lockdown. But I do have some pieces that I can share with other costumers, costume shops, or with anybody who's looking for a Halloween costume and just wants to shoot me a Facebook message or something. I might be able to help you out. I have some nice 70s menswear. I have
I'm all about I'm all about the 70s and the 60s. So we love our 70s and 60s stuff in our shop.
I can save some of that stuff for you guys.
I'm all about it.
Do you make costumes for your grandkids?
No, they don't let me. I used to make costumes for my own kids.
Yeah.
Kids always want to be like characters.
Yeah.
Like Elsa or Superman.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they never want to be the stuff that would be fun for me to build.
Well, that's gratitude.
I have offered in the past. I think I made a cheerleader costume for one of my granddaughters once. I used to make them for my kids all the time because they had no say in the matter. They just had to wear what I made. I remember I made my daughter, bad judgment on my part. When my older daughter was 13 or 14, I made her a baby costume with skin-colored tights and a flesh-colored long sleeve t-shirt and a diaper. What I was thinking, because she was just teased mercilessly for weeks.
Mortified.
My mother used to make all of our costumes. I was a mailbox one year. I was a stoplight another year.
See, you're lucky. I was a hobo every year. She would burn a cork and rub it on my face and put me in old clothes and give me a stick with a bandana on it.
Oh, yeah, that's what
Every
Larry
year.
says. Larry says he was always a hobo too.
Every year I was a hobo. That's
They were the
okay.
thing. They were the
Listen,
thing.
it's time for us to play a game,
Yes, I was
Helen.
gonna say, we gotta play. Time to play jargon gymnastics.
Or jargon if you're gassy.
Yes.
Stretch your mind.
And your tongue. So we're going to have a little contest with you. We're going to give you, this one's going to be a little different this time. Usually we find a foreign word, a foreign language. We come up with a couple of words. We make up some definitions for them and give you 3 of them. And you have to guess 2 out of 3 to get correct prize. This time we're going kind of in the opposite direction.
Yes.
We're going to give you a definition and then give you 3 possible words that it might be.
And what are these definitions from,
These
Ted?
definitions are all from IKEA.
Oh no.
So these are 3 IKEA pieces that are actually, I found these on the IKEA website. And I'm going to read the definition, then Ed's going to give you the 3 possible names of the product.
And what's my prize if I guess 2 out of 3? Tim, is it your voice on my answering machine?
Hi, this is Carl Castle. My God, the man's dead. Get him off your phone.
I love having Carl Castle.
Oh,
on
it's
my
such a
phone.
long message.
I still go.
I don't even listen anymore.
I still remember what show we
Hello,
were working
this is
on.
Carl Castle.
It was in Naugatuck. I had to call from the land. You had the only landline around, and I had to use that to call into the show. But anyway,
And
I'm ready.
You tell them
I'm
what the
ready to
prize is?
play.
no, she has to play it, and then
Oh, then we'll tell you
you'll
the
know your
prize.
prize.
Okay. All right, so you ready to go, Helen?
Yes, I am.
Okay. This first item is a tray. And this tray, according to the IKEA website, is nice as a table decoration. However, they warn you not to place a candle on it. Now, is it called?
1, ja burns easy.
Is it called number 2?
Was ist Wax?
Or is it number 3?
Ultwandig. Is it ja
I'm
burns easy?
Number 2, the one that
Are you
ends.
sure?
Sure, it's Vox.
Wax
Wax
ist
ist
Wax
Oh, that's Vox would be like voice in Latin.
or Ultwandig?
Ultfundig.
Okay, I'll go with 3.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ultwandig.
Yes, burn easy.
Ja burns
Or
easy.
Vox is wax. Wax is wax. Okay, that's good. Here we go. The second thing is a cart. And this cart is perfect for use in your kitchen, bathroom, or where you need some extra storage space. The sturdy construction and 4 coasters make it easy for you to move the cart and use it wherever you like. Is it number 1?
Teeny weeny vealting.
Is it number 2?
You got too much stoop.
Or is it number 3?
Roskog.
Oh, it's got to be 3.
That is-
Love if it was teeny weeny veal thing.
I love teeny weeny vealting.
He said coasters, not caster.
Oh, yeah. Well, he wrote coasters on there.
Oh, whatever. And it also says sporage or sparge.
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 Yeah. Apparently, it didn't translate over.
No, it
very well.
didn't.
But okay, so anyway, you got 2 right. You've already won, but we're going to go for the clean sweep.
Okay.
Okay, this last one is a bed stand. It's a clean, simple design that fits nicely next to high beds. If a good book has kept you up late, you can quietly tuck it away in one of the soft closing drawers without waking anyone. Is it number 1?
Shh, your wife's asleep now.
Is it number 2?
Yumpin' Yiminy, you're reading a book?
Or is it number 3?
Vickhammer.
It's got to be 3.
It is indeed a victim.
Yes, play that music, Lori.
Congratulations, you solved our
You win! And I
And-
gotta find my
And
mask.
he's got to find where he put his mask.
I can't find it, but you've won a custom, handmade Phoenix Stage Company Take Flight Live COVID-19 face mask and a Theater Strong Phoenix Stage Company orange bracelet. So we're gonna get that off.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You should get a prize for being able to say those words.
I laughed so hard when I was typing those up today.
Yeah.
Teeny weeny ting.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yes,
and
I love it.
Yiminy.
I love it.
Yup and Yiminy. That was always my favorite.
Helen, thank you so much for being on with us tonight and for
You
visiting.
are so welcome. It's been so fun.
You know, we miss seeing everyone face to face.
Yeah.
We do so
Soon.
We
much.
miss having Larry
Later, I
Usher
Yeah. Yeah.
and everything. So
Yeah. Tell Mr. Balduke we said hello.
yeah.
And,
Yes, I certainly will.
Yeah. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Helen.
much for
Thank
joining
you
us.
very
Helen.
much. You too, guys.
Bye.
Helen Adams.
Oh, Helen
She's
Adams.
such a joy to be on stage with.
It is.
I've directed her and I've had her on stage. I've been on stage with her, and it's both times. It's wonderful.
Yeah. I've stage managed for her. I've directed
Yeah.
her, and I've been on stage with
Never
her.
asked her if she's directed anything. Has she?
Oh, you know what? We should have asked that
We
question
should
while
have
she
asked
was
that.
still with us. You know.
Too late now.
Yeah.
Well, maybe next time. Last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she does. She's costume. Did she costume something here?
I don't know if it was here or if it was in Naugatuck, but she's done a couple of small
I thought
shows
she,
for us.
maybe, yeah.
Well, she did. It's a Wonderful Life, a live radio play.
Okay.
Because as she said, she
Right.
used that for her thesis.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So, yes, indeed.
She was wonderful to have with us. So, shall we talk about some good news?
Good news, Lori Poulin. I've got one. Then
All right,
you
well,
do
you
yours,
go-
and then I'll do another one. 'Cause I
Okay,
have
all right.
two.
Well, you start your first one.
Listen, so this is really good news. Recently, two 12-year-old beluga whales that spent years in captivity entertaining humans at an aquarium in Shanghai, China, they found freedom
Oh,
in an open water sanctuary in Iceland. So the whales, both females, previously known as Little Gray and Little White, will enjoy open water for the first time since they left a Russian whale research center in 2011. They're now living in Iceland's Hathaway Island sanctuary. So that's
awesome.
great fun that the whales found their
And
home.
you know what? In a month or two, you could go up there and wish them Merry Christmas in Iceland!
Iceland! Christmas in Iceland! Yeah. Okay, some good news from you now.
You always find the ones with the animals. I love it. And speaking of IKEA, since we just did all that, IKEA announced recently that they're going to have a buyback of old IKEA furniture, provided it's in good condition, by offering vouchers up to 50% of the original value. Unfortunately, this is not the American IKEAs they're not taking part in that yet. But I think if you suggest it to them, maybe they will. But around the world, they're doing this to help out other people. They want unupholstered items like chairs, tables. They're eligible for return and just brought back, and they'll be they're worth 50% for like new, good 40%. And then the plan is to eventually flip all this old furniture, with each IKEA store having a place where people can buy restored secondhand products if they so desire, which is a great way to do it. So
Yeah, I think it's great.
Rather
It's like
than
a-
throw it in a dump,
Right.
bring it back to IKEA, get a voucher, and somebody else can get some decent furniture for, and they don't have to assemble it.
Yeah, it's already assembled because
See?
somebody else did it.
Win-win.
Somebody else did it for you.
Yes.
I have some more good news.
What's your other good news?
So listen, hunted to extinction in Britain 400 years ago, the water-loving beaver is being reintroduced on a trial enclosures in England.
Okay.
So a British government study suggested that the herbivorous rodent's habit of building dams, it helps prevent flooding in all of these areas. And so they're bringing them back. They're sourcing them from the wild in Scotland. I wonder if a Scottish beaver is different from an American beaver.
Get away from that dam.
And then they're reestablishing these small colonies of these beavers in the wild in Great Britain. So one of the ecologists said that they call the beavers ecosystem engineers, and they turn landscapes that are largely dead into environments that wildlife can recolonize.
That's right. That's
It's like, I've talked about other animals in Great Britain being reintroduced, and they're starting to see the benefit of these original inhabitants of the land and what they do for the climate and for the land. So more animal good news for me.
Yeah.
I love
Have
the
you ever
animal
been
good
to
news.
Mystic Aquarium? 'Cause
I have.
they have beluga whales.
Yes,
there, too.
I went
They're
down
beautiful.
with Sharon when they were doing Titanic at the Warner. We went down.
Oh, yes.
We went down
Okay, yeah.
shortly after to see the exhibit down there.
All right.
It was a rainy day
Uh-huh.
and it was kind of cold, and so there wasn't it was like
Yeah,
we
not
kind
much
of
time outside.
rushed around the outside. I
Yeah.
did see the beluga whale
Yeah.
in the tank, but
Yeah.
it was great.
Cool.
It was great.
Yeah, it's
It's great.
great. Laurie, do you want to share your good news?
Oh, sure.
Come up here and share your good news.
We're a pod, so she can do this.
My son got engaged this weekend.
Yay!
So
Okay,
Spencer,
Spencer
Poulin,
And Laura.
and Laura, they got engaged and they look so happy.
It's about time.
They're just such a cute.
That's
They're
what-
such a.
that's what I
cute
told them on
little
Facebook.
couple.
They, as long as we've known Laura, she's so sweet, and the two of them are inseparable.
Yeah,
They're really great.
simpatico.
So happy for them. Nothing quick, right? We're who knows, 2020, 28.
Who knows? Some other good news.
Yes.
Al got a haircut.
Al did get it. Well, that's
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a dandelion.
No,
anymore.
Al got a haircut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what's your other good news? The one you do every week?
Oh, it's almost election day.
12 days.
12 days to election day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're starting to we're getting at least
Oh.
3 flyers.
I got another
a day.
text from somebody that I found. They were asking me questions about my voting and stuff, and I just kept saying, I'm not comfortable answering this. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Somebody knocking on the door with handing us
Flyers.
just-
Yeah.
all of this stuff. I get it. I
And
do.
this is so weird now because like tonight is the final debate, but how many million? 300, 400 million people have already voted?
Not that many, I don't think.
No, I think it's over 300 million around the country.
What's the population of the United States?
A lot more than 300 million.
Lori, look it up. What's the population of the United States?
Google girl.
Yeah. So I don't know that it's 300. I think it's like 14 million.
Well, it's a big number. from what I
14
heard.
million. I don't know that
There's
it's
hundreds of millions of people in this country.
Yes, but I don't think.
But anyway, a
300
lot of
voted,
people have
300
already.
million
It's
voted.
just
A lot of people have
a lot
voted.
of
I
people
get that.
voted, and what they talk about on NPR all the time is they don't talk about election day anymore. They talk about election day being the end of election season.
Right.
Since a lot of states have early voting going on.
Well,
right now.
especially with the pandemic and what's been happening.
That's what changed
It
everything,
absolutely,
yeah.
it has extended things.
I voted
So did
already.
you find that out, Lori?
No, he said it.
Oh,
He just gave a number off his
he just
head.
said there's lots. There's a lot of people living in the United States.
I could ask my phone, but that would be rude.
Well, yeah, whatever. You know,
328.24 million.
All right, so 300 million people pre-voting probably is not a number. But I had hang gliding wrong today too. So
yeah,
I'm on a
you did.
roll.
Yeah, and you couldn't tell us you were wearing a Lycra suit, which we want to see.
No, really.
So,
no.
so listen, we have some stuff coming up. We have to talk about.
Yes. Next week is a very special week. It's the Thursday before Halloween. I almost
Yeah,
said
the
Thanksgiving.
29th.
Yes. So we're gonna have a special show.
Yeah.
We're gonna have ghost stories to get you into Halloween mood, free right here on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
You're gonna hear some of your favorite theater people. Lori's one of them.
Yeah.
Michael's one. He did one.
Yeah. Michael did one.
Yeah.
Lori Phillips did one.
Yeah.
Al's doing
Al's
one.
gonna do one.
You'll see
telling-
Agnes in there.
Agnes, yeah.
Yeah.
Telling ghost stories or
Yeah.
suspenseful stories.
Yeah, suspenseful stories and
So
ghost
that's
stories.
coming up
and
next Thursday.
yeah,
gonna
that's
be
next Thursday. It'll
our
be
pretty
really,
much
really
our
fun.
whole
It's going to
show.
be fun. You'll see us in the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to be in costume, and you
In a
know,
Lycra hang glider
yeah,
suit?
I'm going to find that Lycra hang gliding suit for him. Yeah,
Green screen me.
yeah. So, but it's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
So same bat time, same bat channel, and then the Saturday after that, Halloween. On Halloween night,
This
the
is
world
Halloween.
premiere of 133 Maine, a paranormal investigation. So we are going to have our big screen set up here.
Yes.
We already have 5 or 6 people signed up for the audience right now.
So
We're going to
we'll
allow
take a few
15
more.
people in.
Yep, so
We're going to ask you to come in costume if you can. A hat is a costume, just so you know.
True.
So
but get your reservation in now by emailing.
yeah, you email me at phoenixstagecompany.org or info at phoenixstagecompany.org and let us know that you want to come and see the show. We'll save you a
You
spot.
may get trick or treat treats. I think I have some treats that we're gonna do.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody gets
Lori will be
candy.
here and she's going to be in costume
What
too.
time's the Halloween show at, Ed?
At 7 o'clock.
7 next.
Oh, if our
Somebody asked.
podcast is at 7 o'clock, and so we're going to start at 7 o'clock. We're going to start the movie at 7 o'clock as well.
So the house will open at 6:30.
6:30, the house will open, but we have to
have
take
to
everyone's
go
temp.
through-
We
yeah.
have to take everyone's temperatures, and we have to
Yes.
do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
There's going to be one-way aisles. We have to do all of that stuff
Yeah.
to get you into the theater.
Right.
So it's we're looking forward to it. It's going to
Yeah,
be
I'll have
really
to clean
fun.
up all Michael's mess over here.
Yeah, we'll have to clean all of this stuff up. It'll be all these wires sneaking all over the floor
He doesn't.
because we're going to have to move the
Where are we
production.
going to be? Where the
Well, we're
screen's
gonna have to
be?
move the production end of it up to the table
the
up there.
table, up
The big screen will be where we are. We're gonna
Uh-huh.
start off in front of the screen and then we're gonna walk away.
We're not okay. I'm anxious to see this.
Yeah.
We've
it's-
both been involved in the.
Yeah, Michael's going, what? Yeah, it'll work, Michael. Don't worry.
When do you see Ed as Michael?
So probably what's gonna happen is for the people that are at home watching, it's going to be a little different from here.
Sure.
Probably what we'll do is we'll record our intro and I'll put it at the front of the movie. So Michael just has to push play for the people at home, and the people that are here, we will introduce live and then push play on the movie here.
Yeah.
So that's probably
Well,
what
that's
we're going to
this
end up
Thursday.
doing.
Thursday.
It's so that's Saturday,
Oh, that's the Saturday.
the Halloween.
Okay.
So Michael just breathed a sigh of relief and put his hands over his head.
So he's happy.
Yeah.
He ate something really good.
Yeah, and so beyond Halloween, just so you all know out there, for the month of November, there's a little bit of a hiatus happening with our podcast.
Yeah.
Michael's going to be visiting family out of state, and that's really important for him and Eric to be able to do that. And so we're going to be taking some time off to allow him time to quarantine.
Yeah.
We're going to take the month of November to get ready for our holiday shows that will be happening in December. So the entire month of November, we will be off the
live
air.
shows.
We will be doing our audio podcast, which we will make available on our website.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we want to make sure that they have time to quarantine and be safe before they travel and spend time with
we
the
have
family.
a lot of things coming up, so we just want to make it all work for
Yeah.
everybody. Sure.
So next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel right now if you haven't already. Click that button on the bottom.
Yes.
Make sure that you, if you feel like donating, you can do so.
Let's talk about
Phoenix-company.square.site.
our sponsors.
And
yeah.
Michael is clicking around on his screen right now.
Okay.
The screen's going to change so we can thank our sponsors. And Lori clicks her button. We need to say thank you to our sponsors.
There.
Phoenix Stage Company is sponsored by Black Hog Brewing Company, located where, Tim?
Oxford, Connecticut.
Oxford, Connecticut. They're now open indoor as well as their grotto outside.
I got
yes.
an email from them. They have their new winter outfits.
Oh, they
Winter clothes just today.
So they got their winter swag in.
The winter
So you
swag
can
is
check them
winter.
out, blackhawkbrewing.com.
Yeah.
And you can look at their swag, but you can also visit them right out by the airport.
Yep.
We also have to thank Sierra Ridge Media Arts, a full-service production house in Naugatuck, Connecticut. Thank you, Deb Cryan.
Thank you, Deb.
Our friend Deb.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. And Jeff, her husband,
And
Jeff.
Jeff, the
Yep.
FSU won this week.
Absolutely. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you for everyone for joining us. Michael and Lori, Al, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye. Say goodnight, Tim.
Good night, Tim.
Are we done? We're not off yet?
Stop.
Wait till Michael tells you you're on.